unmute. Unmute yet, I'm not muted. Even nimeanza sasa, I was struggling to start it. Naona merge participants. Wanatakaje? Nitakuwa na admit watu. Did I say admit? Hi, Susan. Am Hello. Hi, Susan. I can't hear you. Are you talking? Where is my menu? Where did I mute?
It's showing your audio is off. Turn on your audio. Turn it on. It's showing it's off.
Now I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I have now.
Also someone else whose audio is off. Jane is there.
Yes.
But we can't see their video. And
yeah, most people.
Chemwani,
Edgar.
Edgar.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the four I can see.
Yeah,
the
people
three
are
of you.
Hi, everyone.
Mommy. Yeah.
You're welcome.
This one is called Zoom. Yes. More people are joining. And finally we have the chair.
Yeah, the chair is there.
Can't see you well, Madam Chair. Look for a nice background. Don't stay against the light. When you are against the light, it gives too much shadow.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Yours has the best background, Catherine.
Who has the best background?
Yours. Yours is your place is well lit. Madam Chair, we can't see you well. Look for a nice background, Madam Chair.
Is it better now?
That's slightly better.
Yes. Now it's getting better. We can see you.
Yeah.
So you are welcome, and in the interest of time, I'll give the chair to go on to start us off.
Jen is still struggling. Nasema you haven't let her in.
I can see her. Oh, she's not. I can see her. Let me see. Admit.
Are you here? She's inside. Jen is there.
Oh,
yeah,
Jen, see you are there now.
I'm here.
Yes.
I'm in. Are you hearing me?
Yes,
yes, we can hear you.
Okay, sawa.
Jen, you have a mask even at home. I'm a good job.
She's just coming.
Sawa.
Okay. You're most welcome. I can see all of you. I can see, and I want to say thank you very much for keeping time. And in the interest of time, this time moves very fast. I'll ask the chair to start us off so that we can have some few minutes to discuss. The chair,
So
the floor
Catherine,
is yours.
to me. Oh, thank you, Catherine. I can see Sheila, Jane, Susan. Is there anybody? Okay.
What I will request is to avoid the echo, we mute ourselves and you only unmute when you want to reply. You can mute for the time being so that only one person who is talking is unmuted.
That our members are facing and coping strategies that we are using, and then we chip in as executive to find out how we are coping and if we can add on to what we are doing at the moment. So I want to hand over the meeting to Catherine so that she can take us through, so that we are able to raise the challenges that we are going through. So over to you, Catherine.
Okay, thank you very much. And I want to say thank you for finding time, all of you, to come. And just want to say during this time of a lot of stress, maybe we want to find out how are we coping as counselors. We know we are helpers. And I'm sure you might have seen somewhere we're saying, how do we help the helpers? We are the people who people are looking upon. Everybody is talking about their mental well-being and what they are going through. But even as we help other people, how are we helping ourselves? How are we coping? So this is a good time for us as counselors to come together and just debrief on where we are at. It's been more than 4 weeks now of acute stress worldwide. So how are we dealing with ourselves is the discussion we are going to have. And I think because we are not many, I can see we are just about 10. We can open it up so that people share their experience. Then we will have a recap from some of us on how to cope, if we are coping well, and how to cope properly. So that's where we are. Maybe I can start from, and if you are to talk, please unmute yourself, then you share your experience. How are we coping? We can start from the top, from where I can see. Susan, can we start with you? How are you coping?
Ryan.
All right. I think we are all trying to cope in one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
Just hold on. I need to mute something else. There's a TV in my background. Wait. Hello, sorry.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yes. So how have I been coping? First of all, I've been very worried and very anxious about the whole situation and trying to, stay at home, keep safe, and especially the children, trying to make sure they're okay. So it's been very stressful, just trying to manage the stay at home rule, and also trying to keep the children to stay at home. I can't say I've reached the point where I've been able to go out and help others. I am still at, I need to help myself first to deal with my stress and anxiety. But what am I doing that I feel is working? I am praying a lot. That is one of the things that I feel is working for me. This is not even the time when you can be able to go and see your therapist. But just praying and reading God's word seems to have a lot of reassurance. It's also been a bit overwhelming and alarming to see all the news and the information that keeps on trickling in, especially through social media. And I think that is one of the greatest areas of anxiety, because every day I see like I have, 10 videos or infos on COVID-19. So I'm even trying to see how to, to minimize my consumption so that it doesn't heighten anxiety. So I think social media is one of the areas that is raising anxiety. Again, it's still one of the areas that we can use has been helpful in terms of connecting with people. So it's also a platform that we can try and see how to use to just make sure people are okay. Yes, and that is me in a nutshell.
Thank you very much. We will react to all of this together. I'll just move the way I can see you on my camera. So Jen is next there. So please, Jen, share with us how you're.
Okay, just, are you hearing me?
Yeah, we can hear you, we can see you.
Okay, just like Susan mentioned, I've been having anxiety, fears of unknown, and I've been having uncertainty. Sometimes I've been having anger. I've been angry for, I can't really say what I'm angry for. So my learning, my coping skills have been, I listen to music a lot, TV, though it gives me some anxiety again. I do gardening, go to the shop, and the whole of last week I was planting maize and beans, so I've been busy there. I've been doing indoor exercises. I've been taking plenty of water, and spiritual. So I've been praying a lot, and I've been trying to eat healthy diet. So it's not there. It's not enough.
Thank you very much for sharing. We will react together. So let's get it. Patrick or Bell, you are next on my camera.
Thank you, Catherine. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can see you. Nice to see you.
Thank you. Sorry, I was trying to connect, but I'm glad I'm in now.
Okay, you're welcome.
So I share my coping, how I've been managing my situation.
How the situation as it is and how you are coping.
Well, for us, we are at home. We are not in the office, but we are receiving calls from students who are in need. When they have issues, they are calling us. We are able to communicate with them via WhatsApp. We are able to communicate on mobile calling. We are talking to them. Then we're also engaging with our colleagues. In fact, we have a WhatsApp group for our colleagues in the office, which we are having a lot of communication and just encouraging one another. That has been quite something for us to just keep going. Any updates that we need from the office, we're also getting them right there. And anything that is happening between us, we're also hearing it there. So that is what we have been doing as from place of work. At home, we are doing well. We have had to do services in our house. So we are rotationally sharing. I preached the first Sunday. The other Sunday, one of our children was our preacher, and the rest of us are singing and celebrating. So it's been an interesting change of things. But we thank God that we have managed to cope with the situation as it is.
Okay. Thank you very much. The next person there as our Oppo A5s. The name is not showing. I don't know if your phone is an Oppo A5s. Share with us. You can hear me. Okay. I can see someone, Sheba Okumu.
I just joined. a few minutes ago, I didn't know what was expected of me.
Okay, Sheba, we are catching up with the fellow councillors. We are all councillors from KUPKA. So we are catching up
Yes.
how the situation is, where we are, and how sharing our coping strategies.
On the coping strategies.
Yeah,
Okay,
how
it doesn't. I think the whole thing for me it somehow disoriented me because you don't know which office is open, which one is not open. You don't know how to move around and all the rest, but all the same, it has been manageable. It has been manageable. I have actually got to work from home. Sometimes I've been involved in conducting some virtual classes, joining these meetings, and walking around. That has been my coping mechanism, but it has not been very, because you suspend so many of your plans, which cannot work now.
Thank you very much for sharing that.
Yes.
Marubu
Okay.
Temwami, please, you joined very early, and unmute yourself. You are muted. Marubu.
Hello guys, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
And thank you for joining very early. You are among the first people to join.
No, it's my pleasure. It actually found me when I was developing some mental health messages in this COVID for our students. So it kind of came at the same time. So I was like, okay, let me do it. Of course, we know the COVID-19 scenario has all taken a toll on us, mentally, physically, economically, socially, in all aspects. So it's not been easy. My case is not different from what the rest of the members have been sharing about. I've been mostly in the house, living as few times as I can get the chance to. I've distracted myself a little bit with I read novels and there I engage with friends. We've been doing a lot of Zoom lately with a few of my friends so that we can hang out online. And interesting, there's a time we actually cooked dinner together on Zoom. They were cooking on the other side, I'm cooking on this side, and just to get some sort of connection. I've also been trying to reduce as much TV time as possible. By TV time, I mean the news cycle time, so that our information is not great at this time as well. You don't, when after every 10 minutes you hear the word corona, it somehow gets into your head. So just limiting the TV time to news cycles, the important ones, and then of course the update of the cabinet secretary, and continuously reaching out to those who are not being reached out to any. I've realized it's important for some people. When you reach out to them at this time, you realize that when you reach out to them at that point, they tell you, actually, I've not spoken. Nobody has looked for me in the last 1 week. And they are beginning to feel like nobody cares about them. It's really helpful for you to scroll in your phone and check out those contacts you rarely talk to, and just send them a message, especially even when this Easter is coming. Just remember them during the Easter, and I've realized it really encourages people. So I think that's going to be my experience for now.
Thank you very much. Sheila Mogute, please unmute yourself and share your experience.
Hello, everyone. It's good to see your faces. It's been long. So definitely with the situation, it's not been easy. There's been a lot of anxiety. But for me, I think we realized we've been going to work, coming back, we've been having a routine. Then now when we need to stay home, there's no routine. So you wake up and you don't know what exactly you need to do. So for coping, I actually developed a schedule. Before I sleep, I have to write a schedule for the following day. I've also developed like a strong social network with friends. The friends we never used to communicate a lot, but nowadays we do communicate a lot. So, and I've realized it actually helps a lot. I also learned new skills. I'm learning new cooking skills. I actually acquired a guitar as well. So I'm learning to play guitar, which is also therapeutic. So I'm also acquiring new skills, reading a lot, and also reaching out to a number of friends and even students as well. And staying away from social media somehow, but I think I'm coping well for now. Yeah.
Thank you very much for sharing your experiences. Members, as we share, you can also see what you can pick. Would you want to buy a guitar? That would be interesting. Emmy, I think this is Emmy Sumbeyo. I can see you online. Please share your experience with us. Emmy, unmute yourself and share. Is she there? Okay, as she's preparing, we can have Lucy Mongeli.
Hi.
Hi, Lucy.
How are you?
Fine, fine. Emmy will come back to you. I see you have come in. Let's hear from Lucy Mongeli, please.
I've just joined in.
Yes.
And I'm not really sure what I have to say.
Okay, we are sharing as members of KUPCA, as counselors, how we are coping, how the situation is for us and how we are coping, the coping strategies we are using. Or are we not coping at all?
Oh, okay. It's for me it's scary and it's overwhelming, being that I am still at work. I work in Makueni, so we are at work. So coping, keeping myself busy, trying to do relaxation exercises, and keeping in touch with my fellow colleagues. That has been helping a lot. And trying to keep off Twitter, because Twitter is like adding fire to the fuel to the anxiety personally I have. So I'm keeping off social media. Yes.
Thank you very much. Emmy, are you there now? You can share with us your experience. How are you coping and how is the situation where you are? Emmy Sumbeyo, I can see you. Can you hear me? She dropped. Let me see who else is here. Teresia, as we wait for Emmy, Teresia. And Teresia, you are muted. Please unmute yourself. One of the reasons we may not hear is if you are muted. Check if you are muted, Teresia. Teresia, can you hear us? If not, Emmy, are you ready now? I can see you're settled. Emmy Sumbeyo. Okay, anyone in the group who is ready to share? Some people, I can only see the phone you are using. Galaxy A10, Oppo A5. I don't see your name. So could you please share with us your experience?
Can I go now?
Yeah, please.
Okay. I think I'm the newest member of KUPCA. I just joined a few minutes ago. I've heard very good things about the work you're doing. My name is Joyce, with disabilities and other special needs. During this time, there's been a lot of calls of people in distress all around me. So I have had a hard time managing my own needs and serving all the people in the communities that I belong to. Last week was particularly interesting because I was also looking for personal protective equipment for my sister who's a medical doctor, and I got to learn about all these things that we need to use to protect ourselves, the masks, the gloves, you know, everything. And then I have found that I have had a lot of time for reflection. So I've been coping just by meditation, singing, cooking, relaxing in the house, trying to create boundaries in my house between work and home, which is quite difficult because now it's in the same space. So that's still a struggle, but I think I am now falling into routine. These last few days, I feel like this week at least, I can say I have a normal waking up time and a kind of a routine. Thank you very much.
And you're most welcome to KUPCA. Somebody else who is ready, please go ahead.
And share my experiences.
Yes, Chair, please share with us.
Now, for me, my main experience has been anger. Almost everything.
Broken. Okay.
I'm broken.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
You're hearing me now?
Yes.
You can hear me now?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Okay, I was saying that for me, my experience has been that I am angry at almost everything. I look at news and I get angry with the government. I am feeling that they are not doing enough. And especially the news broadcasters, when I hear them talk about COVID and they talk about people like cases, I really get annoyed. Then I also get annoyed with myself because I am feeling I am not giving enough. I am feeling I need to get out there and do a lot more. Yet I'm also feeling that I am curtailed and I'm not able to move out because of the status of COVID. Again, my students also keep stressing me. We have international students on the ground, so occasionally I have to get to work to check on them. And when you get there, they are so low. Their demands are so much, and yet I am not able to cope also with their demands. So that has also been stressful. Then apart from that, I was just before COVID, I was out taking students for drama festivals. These students have been so devastated. They also keep on calling, asking, Madam, will there be drama? Are we still going to go? And so on and so forth. So I try to find solutions for them. And they're saying, oh, we are going to forget our lines. We don't know how we are going to cope with these after that. So I've kept on encouraging them, but it's not been easy. Anger. And also I have found it difficult putting my children down to study. I have a child who is in Form 4, and it's been really difficult asking him to settle down to study. And then also coping with my spouse, considering that he's been living in Nairobi and I've been in Nakuru, and now we are all here together. So kukweruzana hapa na pale, but I'm coping well. I've been trying to cope in several ways. Actually, I would say my coping has been good because I have done a lot of personal coping. There's a lot of support from social media, from the groups that I have joined. There is also support from the workplace because they keep on calling and asking, how are you coping with the international students, and so on and so forth. And media, I only see news in the evening. I don't watch any news in between, because there's a lot of stress on news. So that's how I've coped so far. Thank you, Catherine.
Thank you so much for sharing. Ellen Wangui, I see you've been so trying to come into dropping off, but you will share with us at the end. I would like you to participate more, so you will wait there. Somebody else, Ellen, you'll be the last, almost. Somebody else to share who is ready? Anybody else ready to share? Lucy, did you get to share?
Yes, I did.
There's another Lucy.
Oh, okay.
Anybody else? We are looking out. This is our time to express ourselves in a self environment. Anybody else? Okay, thank you. I will now invite Ellen. Ellen, are you there? Ellen Wangui from Chuka.
I just decided to let it easy, so I don't watch news as much. I don't read newspapers at the moment, and I've decided to take time and rest as much as I can.
Okay, thank you very much. I think I'm having problems with my internet a bit. It's breaking. So next, who was sharing? Who was that sharing with Galaxy A10? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, sorry for the for the internet problems.
Yes. You can hear me now?
Yeah, now I can hear you, yes.
Okay, this is Lucy.
Yes.
I was thinking there was a lot of uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what to expect. You don't know what to do. You don't know what is expected of you.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you have children who are looking up to peer counselors who are over 100. So there are questions about what is going to happen next, and is there going to be lockdown? Why should there be lockdown? What are we supposed to be doing with ourselves? A lot of questions. So each one of us is struggling on their own, but at the same time, they are expecting you to have answers to their issues. They have needs back at home. You are not able to reach out to them. But one of the things that I've been doing to cope is reaching out and talking to them. I also have groups of friends and family. So we share most of the times, like in the evenings, we're able to share and offload what we are going through. And I've also decided to just let it easy. There are things that we have control over in life, and there are things we don't have control over. And what we don't have control over, it's needless to struggle with it. So I've accepted the fact that COVID-19 is here with us, and it is us to change how we are going to cope with the situation. So I've decided this is the time that I can even take as much time as possible to rest, to bond with my family, of course, be indoors as much as possible. The only funniest bit is that I'm normally an indoor person, but now that we have been told to stay at home, I find myself having that urge of going out as much as possible, yet you don't know where to go to and whom to go to, because now you cannot visit the people that you've been visiting previously. But generally, I would say I'm coping very well. There is a lot that I know I can do, although I've not been able to get myself to do it. But I know it doesn't matter how long it's going to take. I have enough things that I can do with myself to keep myself busy and also psychologically healthy. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Ellen, are you there now? You can share with us how you're doing. Ellen Wangui. I can see her smiling on my But I think, I don't know whether she's muted or something. So anybody else who wants to share, please feel free. And I'm also saying we can continue typing. If you look, there's the chat screen. You can continue typing. There are some coping strategies because all of us can learn from each other. So feel free to share, even by typing there. Ellen, when you are ready, we are waiting to hear your input on how you are coping and how the situation is in Chuka. And as we wait, I will pass this to Patrick. Patrick, could you share with us, you've heard how members are doing and how they are coping. Would you share with us a comment on the coping strategies we are using? Are they healthy coping strategies or is there more we can do? Patrick or Bell? Unmute yourself, you are muted. Please unmute.
Fine, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can.
Great. Now, I agree. Most of the strategies that have been shared are quite, should I say, they're adaptive coping strategies because people are able to manage to move on from day to day. And a good number of people have turned very positive about the whole issue, which for me, I think is fairly a good way to what she's not able to do, which she thinks she's able to do. And some other people are now not watching news anymore. And those are things I've heard people saying, maybe because every time it's COVID, and maybe that sounds very discouraging. It's not giving any positive information. It's only talking about how things are getting worse day by day. And so there are those who have stopped watching news and not even reading newspapers anymore. And that may be a very temporary way of dealing with the issues, because the reality is that we are having COVID with us. We are having people who are infected. Some we already know because the numbers have been declared, and definitely there could be others. The numbers have not yet come out to us, and the numbers may keep rising, or the people who may keep recovering. Now, those are the realities that we have. And so I'm thinking that somebody's talked about meditation. Again, maybe this is a time to explore new ways of coping, in addition to what we have already had, which is working favorably for us. Like I think meditation is a good one, which some people have already talked about. I don't know how many of us have done that. Maybe it is something to try out. I liked Mongute, who said she's now learning how to play a guitar. Again, this is an opportunity to learn something new. Earlier in the day, we had a Zoom, and I can see a few participants here that you are with. Somebody was sharing with us earlier about very many opportunities that we have at this particular moment. Some of the things that possibly have been stalling, which we maybe didn't have enough time to do them earlier, and this could be an opportunity that we now have that we could actually start doing some of those things. And I thought, wow, this is an opportunity for us to start learning new things, and we can get the positive part of our experiences that we are having right now, because COVID will pass. You know, this will pass. And so when it passes post-COVID, what happens? I think it will be a good time now to work with the lessons learned, the new knowledge acquired, the new experiences acquired, that will move us into the post-COVID experience, so that we can be able to add and impact our lives of others around us then. And even now, we are able to get in touch with others and impact on them. Because as we cope for ourselves, there are also those many people around us. And as we are working with students, we also have international students on campus, and we have to keep supporting them, encouraging them, because they can't travel home. And now they can't even leave Nairobi. That is now again a new thing that has happened. So I believe that the many strategies that have been brought up are very adaptive, and people can work with them. But maybe just to think of additional, like exercising. Not many people have mentioned exercising. Maybe that is something we could also do. and help ourselves with it. I discovered you don't need to go to a gym to exercise. You can exercise from home, even in your own room. You can skip rope, for example. You don't need a lot of space to do that. You can do sit-ups. You don't need a lot of space to do that. So there are a variety of things. So exercising is one of those things that we could do. Somebody was cracking a joke near me and said, this time many people will grow fat because people seem to be eating more than before because we are at home, food is available, and so people are eating a lot more. So maybe this is also time for us to exercise a lot more and be able to stay fit and be a bit alert to the things that are happening around us. I really sincerely appreciate the coping mechanisms that have been shared, the strategies that have been shared. Maybe I've just added a few more, and I think this is open to any other member who has a few other additional things that they can share that can help us to continue coping in addition to the things that we have already had. Thank you, Catherine, back to you.
Thank you very much. I want to open this floor now to any of us who can comment and also share with us a few coping strategies. Ellen was to do that, but she seems to be having challenges. But Ellen, you can also share in the chat, please. You can write some on the chat. We are reading them. And I agree. Anybody else? The floor is open. Emmy, I can see you. If you can, please talk to us. Anybody else? The minutes are few, so we need to keep engaging as much as we can.
Can I share?
Yeah, please.
Vice Chair, can I share? Can I share?
Yes.
Okay. I think by and large, as KUPCA members, we are coping very well. And I think because you're professionals, it is something good, and this is part and parcel of our debriefing. And I think it is good for us. So maybe I can just add on to what we have shared. I've listened keenly to what each and everyone was saying, and more or less we are coping very well. But I want to say that we can add on to our coping personal strategies. A lot of us are not engaging in exercises. Exercises are very good. And then we also need to engage still on physical strategies. We can engage on healthy activities like sleeping enough, spending time with friends, using humor. Sometimes we go to social media and we realize that people are using a lot of humor, and you find yourself laughing in the midst of everything. So that is also part and parcel of what we may call physical strategies of coping. Then we can also engage what I may call emotional self-care. And in emotional self-care, this is where spirituality comes in. And I loved what Susan said. She's praying a lot. So we need to have a connection with an organized religion. In as much as we are not going to church, but still we are members of our cell groups, members of our own church, we still need to have a connection with an organized religion. We can still engage in meditation, which Patrick has said. We can write in journals. Every day we can purpose to write something on what we are experiencing, and we can pray. So that is part and parcel of what I'm calling emotional self-care. Then we can have social support. I like what Edgar said. It's important to interact. It's good for us to check with our neighbors. We have neighbors, and sometimes you don't even know who our next neighbor is. What are they doing? Are they coping well? Are we able to receive inclusion support in terms of our neighbors, our colleagues, in terms of significant others? Are we able to have a quiet time with our spouses, and so on and so forth? We also need to have appraisal support in terms of help with the decision making. Sometimes it becomes very difficult in the midst of COVID. You want to go to the market and you're not sure, you need to step out, you have gone to the market, you have interacted with several people, you need that appraisal support. What you have done is correct. You still needed to go out and buy food and still you're okay. So that appraisal support is important. And then we need reassurance in the midst of COVID that everything is okay. We need acceptance, we need love, we need trust, and we need intimacy. If this is missing with the anxiety that we are experiencing and anger, we may break down. So we need that emotional support in terms of reassurance, in terms of acceptance, love, trust, and intimacy. We also need instrumental support. And what I mean with instrumental support is in terms of help to correctly assign blame. You heard me saying, I am annoyed with the government. And I'm asking myself, why is the government even calling people who have COVID cases? They are not cases, they are persons. So I need somebody to help me assign blame correctly. Sometimes we have distortions. We are asking, where is God in the midst of all this? I need somebody to give me that instrumental support to be able to assign that blame and give credit more objectively. So that copying is key. And then on top of that, we also need professional copy. I don't know how easy it is, and I'm glad we are doing this, because in professional copying, we are talking about debriefing, we are talking about supervision, we are talking about personal therapy. We may not be able to do face-to-face personal therapy now or even supervision, but this is good enough. So if we can do this more often, it will be good enough for us as KUPCA members. And on top of that also, then professionally, we need to avoid watching or reading information that is stressing us, that most of us have already said, which I'm so happy about. And we need to seek the correct information. Sometimes you read a lot on social media and you just get annoyed. And you're like, what is this person talking about? What information are we passing across? So I think as counselors, it is our responsibility to seek information from trusted sources. Who is giving this information? Is it World Health Organization? Is it the Ministry of Health? Is it any quack outside there? Are we taking wholesomely what we are getting? So that's also another way of coping. Seek correct information. And then protect yourself. Jane was wearing a mask even in the house. Are we protecting ourselves even as we get out of our houses? Are we coping? And then we need also to amplify positive and helpful stories. What stories are we listening to? Are they positive? Are they hopeful? Or we are giving doom stories? I am in another social media for counselors where there has been doom and doom and doom. And one counselor had to come up and say, come on, we are psychologists and counselors. Can we amplify positive and hopeful stories? And talk to people who are giving positive image of what is there. And finally, we need to honor healthcare workers, frontline workers. They are doing a lot, isn't it? So we need to think of how do we honor these people. Catherine is living with one such person. I am wondering, how are you honoring this person who leaves every morning to go and help COVID-19 victims and then come back to the house? We need to honor them and acknowledge what they are doing in our midst and helping us to stay safe. And another thing that we need to know is that all these experiences that we are going through are perfectly normal. To get angry, to get sad, to get distressed, to get confused, to get scared are all perfectly normal reactions. And we need to accept and find ways and means of channeling those anxieties so that we are able to be safe and cope. That is what I can add, Vice Chair.
Thank you very much. I think you have wrapped it up for us. Patrick, you have something I can see?
No. I just wanted to say thank you. That is really great from our chair, because it's what you're experiencing is fairly normal on these and abnormal situations, but it's fairly normal. None of us anticipated this, but now it is here with us. So it's fairly normal to feel experience what we have. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Anyone with an input? Okay, I will invite the chair now in your position as the chair to give us direction. Maybe you can interact with the members. Do we need more meetings? I can see somebody asking, are we planning more meetings? If we agree, yes, then we can agree on how often we need to have our meetings. And now we can discuss specific coping strategies. I can see someone is asking, what exactly can we do? So over to you. The chair, have I lost you?
Some of us will also need, our experiences are similar. And then in the same line, as towards at least this situation becoming better and better. That is how can we help for them when they are close to us, even now when they are in a distance. Continue engaging them, and we continue making them feel like not alone, and we can from 50 kilometers away, 400 kilometers away. How can we think of more innovative ways towards us offering support, mental support and health, only to those who we know need it, but even to those ones who don't know they need it. I've a number of people insisting on we need to exercise, we need to have physical health, and very few people actually understand the fact that we also need mental health stability in this time. And if there's something that can kill you faster than this at this time, it's not even your physical health, it's your mental health. Because if you're stressed enough, you go into depression and you reach a point where you cannot turn back, we will lose you. And when we win the war against COVID-19, at the end when we are coming out to restart our lives, we will not have you, because mentally speaking, you won't be the same person you were when you went into COVID-19. So it's something that I know we all in this room understand very, very, very keenly and are keen to making sure we that message. But the question would be, how do we help those who don't know they need that help, to know that they need that help, but also to find a way to reach out, and when they reach out, we are there for them. That's just a food for thought as we walk away to think about, maybe if the members agree to have future meetings, we can think about next time we're meeting.
Thank you, Edgar.
Any
other? Okay, any other comment from anyone? Hello, members.
Hello.
Susan, are you? Oh, Lucy.
Yes, I'm there. I think the other thing, just to add on to what maybe Edgar has said, what has also been concerning me is how people are coping, especially those whose jobs are really affected and they are at home. We've heard recently about the issues of sexual abuse on the rise. So it's happening both to children and of course to women, domestic violence. So it's telling me that maybe we have men who are not coping well in the homes, and they could be your neighbors, and we need to think about how to help and to reach out. I don't know how we can do that, because I know right now everyone is scared to go out or to interact so much. But I was very concerned to hear the trend in the news. And actually, this is just not happening in Kenya. They're saying domestic violence and sexual abuse has increased significantly over the last 3 weeks because of this lockdown situation. So again, we also need to think how can we reach out, and especially because maybe men are not working about work situations, and of course now children being at home.
Okay. And any other contribution? Thank you, Susan. Any other contribution? Hello. Members?
Maybe people are muted. You need to unmute so that we can hear you.
Hello.
Yes.
People are muted.
I think Lucy is saying something. Lucy, go ahead.
Yes, what I was saying is that this is very encouraging. I'm personally happy about social support in our support colleagues who understand our emotions better and of such how we can reach those or as cooker. Can we